Hey guys, it's Matt and Grace here from jamie.musical, the Instagram fan account for the hit West End musical Everybody's Talking About Jamie.
So today we are joined by Jamie Campbell, who is the inspiration behind the show, as well as having his own drag career. So,
Hi!
Hey Jamie.
how are you?
I'm good, how are you?
Good,
We're
thank
good.
you.
How have you been finding lockdown and everything?
Well, it's like challenging, isn't it? Because I'm living at home at the moment with mum, so I haven't lived there since I was 18, so it's been a bit challenging. But no, yeah, it's been nice. It's been nice, like getting to connect and stuff.
Amazing.
How about you?
Been living, at home with our parents.
Yeah, nothing much, out of work.
All right.
Missing
Yeah.
Jamie though, obviously.
Yeah,
Missing the show,
Me
missing
too.
everything.
so,
Yeah.
should we just jump straight into it? Straight into a few
Straight
questions?
into it.
Okay, so how does it feel to have your story told in such a global hit musical?
This is one of the questions I get asked a lot, actually. And I always find it really hard to sum it up because there's just so much to it. It's like, it's been an incredible journey throughout, and I have grown a lot since then. And it is weird watching it all back with it being like 16 and a sort of fictionalized view, but it's sort of like, it's become my life now, really. Like the musical is my life. Like I'm Jamie, who inspired the musical. I can't go anywhere without anybody like asking about it.
Yeah.
So it really has changed. But no, it's incredible. Who knew? Like I knew when I first saw it in Sheffield, it was going to be something big and something special. But it just keeps snowballing and getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and I just can't believe it.
And you've been
So
a part of
exciting.
every little step along the way. You've been, with them.
Yeah, and not have to do all the hard work, actually. I just get to sit back and
Yeah.
watch and enjoy it and let them all do it. But no, it's been incredible. Everybody involved who I've met has been amazing.
Can you tell us a little bit about like what the documentary process was like? Because obviously we know what your process of wearing a dress to prom was and performing in drag for the first time, but what was it actually like to have a camera crew following you for that period?
It was such an amazing experience. Obviously, it was life-changing to me, but from the moment we made the documentary, I was put completely at ease. Like me and mum just got on with them so much. It wasn't like it was like a big reality crew. There wasn't like 10 cameras and like loads of stuff. There was just Jenny and Laura, these two girls, and they just came into our lives and they were just, we want to respect you. We want to tell your story well. We don't just want to turn you into a big comedy character or like get people to take the mick. And yeah, we really trusted them when we went through that whole experience with them. It's sort of weird how that's not mentioned in the musical or anything, obviously, because the whole documentary isn't. But that was a big part of the experience, was the making. Like we did go through it all together, and they were really there to support us. Because me and mum had some wobbles. Like you saw a little bit on camera, but it was a crazy experience. And when I think back now, it's unbelievable, really. Like, but I was just so ballsy. I didn't have a clue what I was doing. Like, really. But no, Firecracker Films, they really did make the process amazing. Because I always think, what would it have been like if it had been picked up by somebody else? Because I did send it out to loads of different people, and what would the angle have been? Like, would they have took the mick a bit? Would it have even been seen by people?
It must be nice to look back on it now and see it like after everything's changed and everything that you've been through now, to look back at how it all began.
Yeah, it is. And just to think that it was 10 years ago now, and all of this is happening now, but yeah, it was a different world 10 years ago. And it's nice to look back and sort of see how far we've come. Like now, like everybody's out in drag and everybody's having these conversations about gender, and not just gender, but everything, like race and the whole board. And I just think it's amazing that we're having these conversations now. Because if you think back even like 20 years ago and 30 years ago, like the world was a horrendous place. So it's nice to think back to how far we've come. But it was such an exciting time, it really was.
Well, it came out amazing. So obviously you have your documentary that happened, but as the character of Jamie New, which elements of the character of Jamie New himself would you say are kind of the furthest from your own personality?
I loved this question when I read these. There's some really good questions in here, actually, so thank you. Yeah, with Jamie New, it's a very weird relationship with me and Jamie New because he isn't me, but he is obviously heavily inspired by me. So I do get a bit lost sometimes feeling like I am Jamie New, even though I'm not. But like, yeah, with the differences, I would say maybe Jamie New is actually more confident than the real Jamie. I mean, maybe when I was 16, I was very unaffected by the world. Like I was just boom, 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 going out. And maybe that's the aspect of Jamie New. But looking on it now, I'm not as much. And I do want people to realise that it isn't just like a plain sailing journey. Do you know what I mean? Like, for all like the musicals like inspired by me and stuff, I mean, it's not all singing, dancing, musicals and stuff all the time. And I think a lot of people tend to sort of view me as Jamie New, and because to be honest, like people don't really know too much about me. Like you only know what like you maybe see online or what you hear from people or like what I tell you. And I mean, that is a big part of who I am, but there's a lot more to me than just Jamie New as well. Yeah, his confidence.
Obviously, when you were going through what you were going through, you had your mum to support you. You know, all three of us, I think I can speak on behalf of, we all have great support systems at home, but not everyone does have that. So what advice would you give to kids who are struggling from bullying or anything with their identity, but don't have a support system like that at home?
Yeah, this is the thing that's so sad that so many people don't have that, and that was crucial to me. So what I would just say is like, if you are like a fan of the musical and stuff, what you lot have done here and built this community is amazing, and that's probably one of the things I'm proudest of from all of this. It's just you lot, the fan base. So if there is anybody struggling and stuff, come join us. Like we'll be there to talk to you, and even if it's about anything, any old crap, we'll be there to support you. Just reach out to people. Like, if you don't have that at home, it's horrendous. But once you get out of the big wide world, like, you're on your own anyway, no matter what upbringing you've had. So you just need to find those people, find your tribe. Like, whether it's Jamie related or not, like, there's different communities out there, and it can be intimidating to, like, put yourself out there, especially if you've suffered bullying and stuff. But a lot of people have, and if you can share in those experiences with other similar people, I think that would be a very constructive thing to do.
Absolutely. That's so good to hear that, you know, even though it can sound tough saying, well, once you're on your own, you're on your own, being surrounded by people, choosing who you're surrounded by can really help you come out of your shell, which is amazing. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So obviously the show has been a huge success. So how have you found, as the show has become more successful, how did your life change, whether that be personally or, you know, just walking down the street or whatever it is? How have you found it's affected you?
It is my life now. And like, I mean, I'm not a global famous celebrity. I'm not Madonna. Like, I'm not getting like swamped 24/7, but like, I am noticed now, and like, especially if I go on a night out or like even just walking down the street, and it can be anywhere. Like I get clocked in some like pretty unusual places, like when I'm in towns in the middle of nowhere, and I'm like, how do you know about this? So it sort of, yeah, it's a lot of responsibility, you know, like, because I feel like I've got to represent for so many people. Like, I know I don't necessarily have to or anything, but like, there's a lot of people look up to me as this inspirational figure and this figure of hope, and there's a lot of responsibility that comes with that. And I want to be there for people, and I do want to be somebody that people can look up to. Do you know what I mean? But like, I mean, I've had it, like, I'm not going to go into it too much and stuff, but I've had my like ups and downs and stuff. And I just want to tell people that, yeah, you kind of ups and downs, but like life is a roller coaster. You just got to ride it.
During the documentary, obviously, Fifi Latrue was born. That was your drag creation. What do you have planned for Fifi? Is there anything planned going forward?
Right, me and Fifi Latrue have a very love-hate relationship. So as Jamie, I'm very all-consuming, and Fifi is also very all-consuming. And I always find that both of them can't really exist to their full potential at the same time. So there's been a few times where I've tried to get her back out of the bag, but like, I mean, I want it drag, the level of drag has risen so much over the last few years even, and I don't feel like the level that I'm at with Fifi Latrue is the level that I want to be at and that I think I can be at. So I sort of have her hidden away, really. It's a lot of effort with drag. Like, I don't think people who don't do it realise how much effort and how expensive and how much time and money and creative thought goes into it. Literally, just to prance about a stage for like 3 minutes, or like be in a club and get drinks spilt all over you. But I have got so many ideas that are always all over the place, and I have got ideas for Fifi Latrue, we'll say. But it's a certain comeback and there's a certain way I'm going to do it that I am very excited for, but it's not just yet. Watch this space, but don't expect anything too soon.
We can look forward to it.
Would you say Fifi is, because obviously you say Fifi's one thing and Jamie's another thing, but has Fifi helped Jamie's process of like self-discovery? As has Fifi
completely discovered that sense of confidence. And when I think back to when I was like 16 onwards, and like when I first moved to London when I was 18, and just going out and being free and finding other like-minded people. Like when I first went to university at London College of Fashion, I went there and just the group of friends that I had were amazing. We were all young gays from all over, and we just all had this love of fashion and dressing up and expressing ourselves, and we just went out and we tore the city to shreds. Like, we literally had the best time, and that is when I was just Fifi Latrue. Like, that was when there wasn't really any Jamie at all. Like, people called me Fifi, and yeah, even up until the musical really started to come out, that's how I was known. I sort of didn't see Jamie as good enough, as worthy. So like with Fifi Latrue, I eventually discovered that Fifi Latrue is Jamie and Jamie makes her. So obviously Jamie is all those things that Fifi Latrue is as well. So, I mean, it's been a long journey of self-discovery over the years. But honestly, right now, I'm probably the happiest I've been in a long time. And I think it's just really focusing on who I am as a person and where I want to project my identities and stuff. But Fifi will always be there. She will always be a part of me, no matter big or small.
So recently you posted about your plans for a new clothing label, which is very exciting. Can you tell us a bit more about it?
Yeah, so this is what I am most excited about, and this is where I am focusing all my attention. I mean, I have gone on about wanting to do this for a long time, but it's just so much work, and I'm doing it like proper business. Like, I've been working with the Prince's Trust and going through their enterprise program, and I'm really building it up from scratch, but hopefully properly. And I'm really passionate about it because I think it's the clothes that I think need to be out there in the world, and they're the clothes that I sort of wish was there and wish I could buy, and what I see other people wearing as well, because I mean, I have my own flair and style and stuff, and a lot of people sort of appreciate that. And I think if I could sell that to people and also inspire the confidence through the clothing anyway, because I just love clothing. It just gets me going. So, but no, I love it. And I feel like I want to be there for that client out there. Like, I want to be out for that anybody. Like, I am designing for literally anybody. Not everybody's going to like every piece, but I just want people to have fun with it, like, because I think fashion a lot of the time can end up really serious and people shy away from the fun element, and I just want to always make sure everything is always fun and fabulous. But we're going to be launching different, I don't want to give away too much because it's going to be coming out soon, but we're just, how I'm doing the business model at the moment is, we're going to have a bespoke made line. So I will put out samples of images of those pieces, and you will be able to order those pieces to your specific size measurements. So that way we're able to make loads of sizes. But I do want to have cheaper selling items as well, like merchandise, like t-shirts and caps and stuff. so they're a bit more affordable for people. So you can buy into the brand and the image without having to buy the expensive stuff. But it is coming, and I think from the feedback, I'm on the right track with what I was wanting to do.
Something else you've been getting quite excited about on social media is the show opening in South Korea, which was a couple of days ago. But are you secretly keeping your fingers crossed for to be able to step out on a Broadway stage for an opening night one day?
I am secretly hoping for Jamie to show up in every single country in the world, especially the ones where it's needed. Like, I want Jamie to go as far as possible. And right now, at this point, I think it could do anything. Like, nothing surprises me now. And it's been so exciting seeing everyone over in South Korea and just seeing it from a different angle. But then that whole thing that we all love so much, like, they've really captured that element of translating it to a different audience, and I'm excited to see that in whatever country, like in Australia. And of course Broadway is like where we all want to be. It's the top, isn't it? But like, it's what I am actually most excited about is when it starts filtering down to like schools doing productions and stuff like that, and the more Amdram stuff, like imagine in all the schools and stuff, instead of people doing things like Cats and like all the things that have been like really done, they could be doing Jamie, and like they could just tell that story to so many people, because there'll be people out there who need to hear it in those places. And especially with the role of Jamie, it's like giving that person that moment to shine. Like, whoever it is, like Jamie, like we are seeing, can be anybody. And like, I don't even know, maybe Jamie one day could even be played by a girl playing a boy playing Who Wants to Be a Girl. Like, who cares? Like, as long as you've got the talent and the passion for it, go for it.
It's such an important message, isn't it, really?
It really is amazing.
Amazing. And hopefully, it probably will. It will definitely happen. Definitely.
Hopefully.
So what was your reaction when you found out Disney had the rights to make your story into a movie? What was your reaction finding out that it's going to be a movie? Who was going to be in the movie? Everything about it. Tell us all.
This is what I mean when I'm like, it's my life, and it just, nothing surprises me anymore. Like, literally, when it gets from the West End and on, and the film enough, I was just like, oh my God, because what films? Like, I remember when I was doing film studies in college, I was studying what films, and they've made some amazing shows and films, and it was just amazing. Like, wow, like what films are making it? And like the fact that Johnny, Tom and Dan were all attached to it still, like I loved that, because I thought it needs to hold that magic. If it went off to some American director who didn't have a clue, maybe it would be completely different. So I loved that. But then, yeah, because it was New Regency got involved first, and then Fox, and then Fox happened to get bought by Disney. So it ended up just being this, what the hell is going on type thing. But it's just Jamie is a Disney princess, basically. Like, it's just absolutely mind-blowing how big it is. And you're not even ready. Like, when you see the stuff that they have filmed, like, it's sensational. Like, obviously the street parties were there, like, half the world was there, like, but like,
it's crazy.
Everything, just the levels, it's all gone to, like, the whole Loco Chanel arc is like a lot more in depth and really, really important in remembering our history and where we've come. And it's just all next level. It really is. And it's been done so well. I mean, I haven't seen it all. I've seen what I've seen, but everything I've seen has been. I mean, I have high expectations. Come on. I was like, West End, right now these are involved. This better be big. Like, come on. But it's a joke. It is honestly a joke. And for the things they've done for like 30 seconds worth of footage, like, you're going to have to watch it over and over again to like pick out things. And there's lots of little Easter eggs and stuff in it as well that I think you lot are going to like. I don't know how much I'm allowed to say, but I'm
so excited.
Too much away, but just, yeah, it's incredible.
You're going to channel your inner Disney princess on the red carpet.
Of course. I have got my dress already designed and I am preparing a team to make this one. So, yeah, try not to talk it up too much, but I mean, it's going to be the film and I'm going to be dressed for a film premiere, whether we have to wear a coronavirus mask or not. Like, it's going to be spectacular. Just the whole thing. Such a lovely crew as well, everyone.
And so many people's involved with it.
People. This is it. Like, I think people just need to fully appreciate what goes into it all and like the jobs and the people that need to be paid to make this thing possible and like to make it legal and to make it safe and everything. There's just so many loopholes. We have done it well. Like, I mean, this is the biggest production Warp's ever done and I think they've handled it really well. And I'm so glad they're involved because it's keeping that groundness, that like raw British, like working class vibe that I think it needs. But of course, it's got all of the fancy, fabulous, showy bits as well. I'm not ready. I don't know how I'm going to cope watching it.
I think all the fans are just going to be like in shock, like every minute, because we've all got so used to seeing it in the West End, seeing it on tour, and it's just going to be such a like a new world and just a new way of telling the story. It's going to be so exciting.
It's got a lot of the stuff from the West End still in it, but also like, I think most of the West End stuff, that's the good stuff, like the really core stuff is in it, but there's a lot more extra lines and development. It really is.
And so one more thing, obviously, you know, the show's not been on for ages now. Theatre isn't happening right now. Do you have anything you want to say to the fans who are all missing you and missing the show?
I just want to thank you all for being there still and for always being there. And the new ones who keep coming, it's amazing. I'd sort of wanted to take this as like an opportunity to say it as well. Over the years, I haven't actually been that active on social media and stuff like that. I mean, I post little bits here and there, but I've sort of got my own issues and stuff when it comes to social media. Like, I don't want to go into it too much, but I've sort of recently realised that I have got this platform and I do need to be using it more and I can be using it more. So I am trying to be a bit more active and a bit more involved with everybody. And I did just want to apologise for not necessarily being there as much as I could have been. Do you know what I mean? Like, and I do appreciate everything that you all do. Like, none of us would be here if it wasn't for you lot, and you lot have really made all of this what it is. Like, I don't think it would be the same if we didn't have you lot as our fandom. So thank you.
Thank you so much for always engaging with us and for always, you know, being so lovely with us and coming to our events and all of that. It's
amazing what you've done, and because it takes a lot to organise these things, and you two are very on it. Like, I think you two will have amazing careers when you're older as well, because you're just little babbies now, but like you're very on it and very lovely, kind people as well, and your families are amazing too. So
thank you.
Lots of love to you.
We love you.
Much for doing this.
You.
Oh, it's been a long time coming, and I did want to do it in person, but then we were just like, I was always all over. But we'll do something in person at some point, because no doubt there'll be something else to talk about.
Exactly.
Thank you, Jamie.
Really, so much, Jamie.